wonderful people, and welcome to my world. We watch a BBC News documentary, BBC Africa, Nigeria's Miracle Baby Scammers, BBC Africa Eye documentary. I was seeing this now, and I was thinking, okay, I didn't had for a while a English reaction, so let's see. It could be a heavy documentation, so if you can't watch it with someone else. But in the same time, I like to watch this kind of documentaries because this is things what is happening in the world. So we need to or I want to acknowledge myself about these issues we are facing in different countries and what are happening over there. So, and I would say let's start because I have no idea what is the documentary about. Of course, with the name, I can see a little bit where it's leading to, but just let us see how the documentary will be. If you didn't subscribe my channel, I would appreciate that, and also hit in the comment if you wasn't knowing about that or not. And of course, if you liked my reaction, I would appreciate also a thumb up. So let's start.
Here is Paulo. For what? How many pregnant women do you have?
It's February 2024.
Are you pregnant?
Local authorities are storming a building in the outskirts of Umunya, southeastern Nigeria.
Who are slaying officers? We saw 6 young girls.
On the surface, it's just an average health clinic. But a much darker reality hides behind its walls. Adobe, not her real name, was brought here by her boyfriend's brother and not allowed to leave. She was 6 months pregnant.
The
truth, as Adobe would soon find out, was that once she gave birth, her baby would be taken from her. Tricked and trapped, she found herself caught up in a surreal scam that has taken hold in Nigeria.
Let me tell you, without mincing words, crypto pregnancy cannot exist without child trafficking.
Like, banana 1.8 million.
Okay, so it's I hear this already in few countries in Africa that they trafficking babies and making money with them. So the international adoption system, it's lacking, and there are a lot of NGOs also who try to assist. You have both parts. Some trying to scam and doing adoption process to European or Western countries, and they do this when they are stealing the babies from actually the mother, and they're making a lot of money with them. So, in actually this to charge this, it's not a high charging process, because you have also it's getting way more higher in all that. You sometimes you can imagine it will be 10,000 or something like that. So because people get frustrated with our adoption system in the countries and all that, because they want to give the children a safe place, but in the same time the adoption process takes so much time that a lot of people don't want to do that. So the alternative to that is also here in Portugal, the subjection here is that they saying an international adoption process can be faster than an inland in the country. So if I want to adopt somewhere else, it can be sometimes being faster from the process than the process here in Portugal. And there it's the issue leaning in that a lot of child trafficking is starting, and it is there, and it's in huge issue around the world, especially for the global South, for the for Latin American, African, and Asian countries, that people get stolen, especially moms get stolen, that the kids get stolen from the moms. So, and yeah, like what I said on the beginning, I want to watch this because we need to acknowledge that this is existing, and it's I have the feeling the years now, it will be, it's a more common thing to do that, and it's so crucial to hear about that.
There's enormous pressure to have children in Nigeria. Even with one of the highest fertility rates in the world, many couples still struggle to conceive. And when that happens, it's the women who are made to feel like failures. Ostracized, abused, and brutalized in some cases, some are pushed to extremes in their quest to have a baby. Women like Juliet.
Every woman wants to be a mother. And even society, the way it treats women that don't have children, is as if they have committed a crime.
For 11 years, Juliet and her husband tried unsuccessfully.
So first of all, not every woman wants to have children, and that's a myth, and also spread white myth from the conservative that a woman is just worthy when they give birth to a kid. What is actually not true, because there are women outside, they not believing to, in any case, to become a mom. They don't feel it, they don't want it, and they get crucified by a society who is allowed. It's like, no, but you're a woman, it's a desire of any woman, right? So, but if a man desires to have children, it's not, they get glorified by the society. So I experienced it also, that I want to adopt, that I glorified because I positioning, or people read me as a man, so that I being actually highlighted in this process is like, oh, a man want to adopt, and then by yourself, oh wow, you should, you are like I don't know how to say that, but like a star to do that. It's like, okay, no, because if a woman do that, it's like, what? You can't have children by yourself. Why? Is there any issue? Why you need to adopt? So it's like, okay, but why she don't give the same support like people give me to the women? So, and just to add this here.
To conceive. It brought her so much pain, and she couldn't bear to see her husband suffer as much as she was.
I even told my husband to go and get married.
You asked your husband to go find another wife?
I wanted him to be happy. I wanted him to be a father.
That must have been really difficult.
Very difficult. Very difficult.
Juliet's desperate longing for a child led her to seek all sorts of possible treatments.
I nearly died. The woman gave me a drug and told me I'm going to have a running stomach. I took the drug, and before I knew it, I was unable to breathe.
Juliet's husband begged her to stop searching for solutions, but a new glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon.
In 2018, people started telling me about this cryptic pregnancy. I was very happy. Now, the problem is my husband, to convince him to allow me to go. I told him, look at what they are saying. People are going there and they are giving birth to. Let me try.
Cryptic pregnancy is a medical term. It refers to when a person is unaware that they are pregnant until late in the pregnancy. It's a rare phenomenon. But here, it refers to something completely different. A miracle fertility treatment. It's big business, and it's a scam.
A woman is convinced that if she visits a cryptic nurse or a doctor, she's going to get an injection, a tablet, or a solution that she will drink. And after she goes home, she sleeps with her husband, she's going to get pregnant. But That pregnancy is not going to show up in tests, it's not going to show up in scans.
Victims are led to believe that scans won't detect the baby because it isn't actually in the womb, but rather towards their back. Once they are told they are pregnant, they go for regular checkups where they're given drugs, which sometimes leads to changes in their body.
You see somebody with protruding stomach, legs swollen and everything. That's the kind of...
And when the time for delivery comes, women are told they can only be induced by the scammers themselves.
Your doctor will call you and say, come and give birth today.
We've heard numerous reports of how women do actually believe they've given birth. My colleagues Ebere and Chiagozie have been investigating how scammers prey on couples' desperation for a child, especially online, for years.
These groups...
Oh, wow, it's even worse. It's not worse, but on the beginning I said international adoption, what is also saying, but here it's actually really to scam the women and like showing that they are pregnant, even they are not, and then just stealing in the community a baby from a pregnant woman to give it to her. That's fucked up. How we human beings, why we doing that? I don't understand it. Why we are destroying a belief or setting hope, and in the end, these kids are not living with the right family because they were stolen.
Have like 5,000 members,
5,000?
3,000 members.
Really?
Yes, loads of people. It's a phenomenon that is not just endemic in Nigeria. It's also South Africa, the Caribbean. They are all in this one group talking about the same thing.
Can you show me some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Most cryptic pregnancy goes with monthly flow. Don't be confused or scared.
Most women know that having a monthly cycle has something to do with the womb. So they convince them that you're carrying it at the back. You don't need to worry yourself. You'll still be seeing your period.
There's also a religious aspect to this scam. The Christianity followed by many in Nigeria embraces the miraculous. And when miracles are possible, nothing is impossible.
People don't argue when religion is involved. They see that something that transcends science.
Anyone that expresses any doubts is immediately expelled from these groups.
Somebody will just come in and say, my husband is no longer comfortable with this. Admin will shut her down and delete her from the group so that she will not be an obstacle. You see? Admin deleted, admin deleted.
It seems so obvious that people would have doubts, but many are willing to believe.
When it comes to having children, whatever rational mind you think you have can be easily undone when there are so many people on your neck pressurizing you. Even within my own family, friends, I've seen what that pressure can do, and it can be really lonely. So if someone is offering you what you feel is a lifeline, I can see how people would take it.
After weeks of research, Chiagozie and Ebere were connected with one so-called cryptic doctor operating in the southeastern state of Anambra. Her clients call her Dr. Ruth. Ebere and Chiagozie are on their way to an appointment with her, posing as a couple that have been trying to conceive for 8 years. The clinic is in a small hotel. Inside, dozens of women are waiting. Some have travelled for hours to get here. While Ebere and Chiagozie wait in the corridors, they hear cheers of joy coming from the consultation room. A woman has just been told she's pregnant. Then it's Ebere's turn. This is Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth reassures Chiagozie that this is a tried and tested method. This initial treatment normally costs just over $200 US.
I will not make a site selection in state injection.
Ebere is told she can choose the sex of her child, but only if she accepts an injection. Not knowing what's in it, Chiagozie and Ebere refuse the offer. Dr. Ruth hands her a sachet of a crushed, unlabeled substance instead, and she instructs Ebere and Chiagozie on when they should be having intercourse and how to take the drugs.
Your egg.
Okay.
What it's in a cup, but it's in total, really will be a self. Thank you, child. But then you could be in. You know, go on like this. And don't feel sick, I mean, and a kiss it. Someone you can wait here.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Ebere will be expected to return in 4 weeks to see if she might be pregnant.
What for me is really strange that they don't do any checkup. Just going there, no, not taking blood samples or measuring the blood pressure and all that stuff. So this is already a scam. So if you're, of course, but if you're not know about that, normally to running scans and all that stuff, why you're not pregnant or why you don't get pregnant, you would have the following, what I said already, to make some tests with that. So this seems just really scammy.
To understand what pushes people to choose this surreal path over more conventional, medically sound solutions, I meet with gynecologist Dr. Kingsley in Enugu, a neighboring state to Anambra.
The core problem is the certainty that you go home with a baby. The in vitro fertilization is there. You can have surrogacy, you can have donor egg, all those things are available. But the problem is the failure rate is high. So people tend to err towards cryptic, those that can afford it. Cryptic pregnancy, it's not really for poor people.
Not only are these want-to-be parents better off, they also tend to be better educated. But the certainty of coming out with a baby is enough for them to ignore what might be behind all of this, or to worry about their own health.
We don't know the drugs to give to them. And when you're taking unknown drugs or herbal concoctions, that has potential to cause some health issues.
And yet this doesn't seem to be discouraging people.
How widespread would you say this issue is?
It's shrouded in secrecy. What we'll see, I think, is the tip of the iceberg.
It's Ebere's follow-up appointment with Dr. Ruth to see whether the treatment has been a success. Ebere has not taken any of the drugs Dr. Ruth gave her, the drugs that reportedly would have ensured she got pregnant. Ebere.
But what I would love to see if, because sometimes they or in some German documentaries, they take this kind of drug and then they give it to laborers and to check what is in it, what it's about and all that stuff. Maybe it's coming later, but it would be actually a good thing because they got the drug from this fake doctor, and yeah, it would be actually a nice thing to know what they were taking, because they have then this swollen, the water in the legs and all that stuff, so symptoms like pregnancy, but in the same time they actually don't know what they're taking. So if it would be really nice to see in this documentary also what they're taking and how dangerous actually it is for the women to take that.
Ebere greets one of Dr. Ruth's clients.
Good morning.
Inside, the woman starts complaining. She's been pregnant for over 9 months and has yet to deliver.
11 months. No one since August. I don't know. Come to Kenya face to face.
During our investigation, we've heard this many times. Women going through the cryptic pregnancy treatment having to wait way beyond a normal gestation period before being ready to give birth. When Ebere steps into the room, Dr. Ruth brings out a device that looks like an ultrasound scanner. She places it on Ebere's stomach, and moments later, a tiny sound is heard. It's heartbreaking to know that for the women that visit Dr. Ruth, this moment of elation, hearing the news that you're pregnant, is all an illusion. Dr. Ruth explains the next steps.
It's not like normal pregnancy. You experience labor, but not until you know the thing. It goes without induction, without any other thing.
So Ebere will not deliver until a drug is administered. And getting this drug is not going to be easy.
The organ induce the induction. The organ is too expensive, very short. It's not it's all very expensive. It's just too. So all of it going on and smuggle it in. Like banana 1.8, 2 million. Yes.
1.5 to 1.8 million. That's around $1,000 per child. But what happens after 9 months if the money isn't ready?
Mama, thank you.
Yes, Ebere would continue to be pregnant, but the fetus would weaken and it would take time to ensure it's healthy again. And while this goes on, somewhere there's a baby being bought and sold.
When you are desperate as a woman, that is the worst situation you can find yourself in. Your judgment becomes clouded. So even if they had conviction in their hearts that this thing is not true, they will still go for it because they want to be mothers.
After Juliet's husband's initial hesitation, she managed to convince him to begin the process. But as the treatment started, doubts started to creep in.
My stomach did not grow more than me being fat.
Directly against the instructions of the scammers, Juliet sought external medical advice from a regular hospital, and her doubts were fueled further.
I was still seeing my period, and I was not seeing vital information. Lab, negative. Ultrasound, negative. Nothing. I was hoping that by 9 months, I would be a mother. But then they told me that I would carry the baby for at least 1 year and 5 months. At least. So I did not understand. My brain was not comprehending it.
You find these women carrying these babies for months without delivery because they're looking for drugs. And the drug they're looking for is someone who will give birth to a baby that they will give to these women. The drug, in quotes, is the baby.
It could be that at the end of that 9 months, they don't have somebody who's pregnant to give you a baby.
Right.
So they make it kind of not bound by time.
Do you actually think that these women are aware that this is a scam?
If you look at the conversation in groups, you will know that some actually know that this is a scam.
Yeah.
But most of them don't know.
I think what the woman was saying, it's like, if you have a deep desire to become a parent, then it can be cloudy, and how you get it, it's like, okay, I don't care, I don't want to talk about that. And I think some people are so obsessive with that they overstep their own core belief and would never do that. But in the same time, they have the desire to become a mother or a parent in general, and then they say, okay, yeah, I don't know, I don't care. And this is really harsh and harmful to play with this, because it's the same of playing with hope. So, and in the same time of the desire to become a parent, and this both linked together makes the cloudiness in your head that people are overstepping their own core beliefs and stepping over just to become a parent, because this is the most desire and most achievable goal in their life. So it is the thing that the people are trying to hold on that, and it's like, okay, someone can promise me that I become a parent, and I think this is the fact where it's so dangerous that people are playing with hope.
While many women may believe in this scam, Anambra State Commissioner for Women's Affairs knows better, and her government is on a mission.
Let me tell you, without mincing words, crypto pregnancy cannot exist without child trafficking. Anybody that tells you will have a child through crypto pregnancy is a liar. Don't be gullible. You are going to be giving another person's child, a trafficked child.
We head to a brothel that's about to be raided by the police and the commissioner's department. During her years in office, the commissioner has overseen dozens of raids like this.
Brothel, trafficking, crypto pregnancy, they walk hand in hand. Open it! If there's any girl that is pregnant in this brothel, they will sell the baby.
The doors have padlocks on them. The police have been trying to kick them in, but they haven't been able to just yet. It's a really sort of maze of a house, lots of different rooms, lots of different compartments.
Eventually, the police manage to clear the building, and I'm left stunned.
Oh my God, they're all babies, they're all kids. Jesus.
I can't bear the thought of how awful it must be to not only be potentially trafficked into prostitution, but then, should you become pregnant, to be forced to give the baby away. Back at Dr. Kingsley's hospital, Ebere gets a pregnancy test and confirms what we all know.
The result came out negative.
And how accurate is this?
Very accurate.
So she's categorically not pregnant?
She's not pregnant.
Good morning, madam. How are you? Good morning, sir. How is your family?
Chiagozie, who had posed as Ebere's husband, reaches out to one of Dr. Ruth's clients. He pretends to have concerns about their pregnancy.
It said that Nande mother they are aware now. Onya adimi. Nde mother gana season I female car and I have moyamo. Yeah.
12 months.
Chiagozie also wants to establish that, beyond taking people's money, in some ways, Dr. Ruth is also involved in baby trafficking.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
So many lives upended, so many babies caught in cryptic clinics all over the region. Clinics like this one that we saw raided at the beginning of the film. Some of the pregnant women found here were taken and kept against their will. Others knew exactly where they were and why.
Some of these girls wouldn't want their parents to know that they're pregnant. Then they will quietly disappear and go to such places and stay. Then after giving birth, they will be given money. Some were brought there by their parents. The economy is harsh.
they won't be able to take care of their babies, that it's better for them to sell.
The commissioner adds that the cryptic pregnancy scammers often use agents, people on the lookout for vulnerable pregnant women.
They will talk you into the deal, tell you how much they're going to pay you. If you go to that place, that you will be kept there until you give birth to that child.
That's a forcible surrogate. So nowadays, of course, you in the Western world, this is something what you can do. It's surrogating, and it's a common thing for gay parents to do that because the adoption process is so harsh to us. So that's why in America they are going to agencies. There are also banks who giving this a loan, a credit for that. Because I was looking in that too, and on the beginning it was like, okay, I can't have my own child because I will never have an intercourse with a woman. So, and the alternative to that is the surrogate. And in Cyprus and other countries, that's allowed. Also here in Portugal, it's allowed. But in the thing here in Portugal is it needs to be altruistic. So it needs to be the will of the person to give you the child. So it's alignment that she get a different egg, not her own, so that she don't have biological marks with the child. So, and then she really just give birth to the child, and then it's your child. So some people, it's for them it's fine. Some other people don't like that and all that stuff. So, but this is a system was occurring in the Western medical procedures. So, and now this is kind of this thing, but with not either the sperm of a donor, and that the people don't know or don't want to know. And yeah, it's terrible because they get forced more from the family environment and to being vulnerable than actually to say, I want to have this baby, and make the clear decision to give it up or not.
That's what Uju, who was one of the women caught up in the raid, wanted to do. Had the raid not happened, she would have sold her baby.
I found out that I was pregnant, so I told my girlfriend about it. She then asked me to come to Anambra. She directed me to that doctor, and they told me that after giving birth, I would sell the baby so I could continue living my life. They said that after delivery, they will give me money.
How much money did they say they would give?
800,000.
800,000 naira. Now looking back, do you regret that decision?
I am still confused.
You're still confused? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Nigeria has very restrictive.
It was tough to playing with the classicism system in those countries where still surviving is a thing of being every day convinced I need to make money and I can't feed other life, but we get pregnant because there's also the system that we don't have the alignment of condoms and all that stuff because they are way too expensive to save. And then also a lot of men, even in the Western culture, they want to have sex without a condom and get the risk of a woman to get pregnant and all that stuff. But in those countries also, it's really expensive to have abortion pills, or also the how you say it, Pille danach, or in general this the pill to block that you can get pregnant and all that stuff. So the thing is, there's a lot of systemic issues what is occurring because a lot of those countries are just left behind from the colonizers. They just was robbed, and then it's like, okay, yeah, you have our system and all that stuff, but now you can deal by yourself and get because for me, I'm not 100% sure how the life was under colonizers and how like those countries developed and all that stuff. So, but what I see or review sometimes, it's like, oh wow, okay, they just really was left behind and was just punished by each, and there's a lot of internalized racism in the communities and all that stuff. So, but this is all in on seeing what is really dangerous and confusing and hard to raise a family, because it is a survival game where those people need to choose. I can't really do abortion because it's too expensive, and then I need to deliver the baby, and then I need to sell the baby. So it's a course of classicism what is playing a lot of things here, that they are suffering to not have the environmental stability for that, and the only solution for them is to sell them. And it is a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing that around the world people are in this situation.
Abortion laws, which criminalize abortion with steep penalties. And pregnancies can't be terminated.
Abortion laws. So, in Germany, in every round, they talking about that. This is the way what it will be happening when you punish women who don't have disability, not this core family to hold on and all that, can't provide anything for the baby, and then they trying to give it out for adoption for in the same time for value. And this is terrible that when we are moving to this part, to be honest. And I think a lot of people don't understand what it means to have a accessible abortion policy.
Terminated unless it's required to save the life of the mother.
I know some people will like balk at the idea of how could you sort of sell your child, and of course I'm not condoning that, but I think you need to kind of put yourself in their shoes and try to understand what would push someone to feel like that is the only option. And what does that say about society, that so many girls feel like this is the only option?
As we join the commissioner again, a baby is at the center of an extraordinary exchange.
This pregnancy is unbelievable. Miraculous pregnancy. I'm telling you with my...
She's interviewing a couple who got their child through the cryptic pregnancy clinic that we saw raided in February.
I'm the one that carried it. Nobody carried it for me. Tell you what I passed through as a woman.
The couple was surrounded by the husband's family, and the atmosphere was tense. The family don't believe that the baby is their biological child, but the couple insist he is.
So during the delivery, what happened?
He gave me injection.
Then he injected you?
He injected me from here round, and at a point, he said I should push.
Along with deliveries like this, where women say they are induced and give birth, others speak of a cesarean-like incision.
Have you done any kind of DNA test? You know what?
The commissioner probes the couple further.
They said it's negative. But when I called my doctor said that he cannot show.
Who is your doctor? The man that gave you?
Yes.
Even after delivering the child, the child will still not, it will still be negative.
Of course, it will take time. It will take time.
And you believe this cock and bull story? Are you not educated? All this story is a scam.
Throughout all of this, I couldn't take my eyes away from the tiny baby, so small and so innocent. And my heart sank when the commissioner threatened to take him away from the couple.
I want you to come out clean. Then I'll be able to help you. If not, I'm collecting this baby from you and you are going. My mother. And I will always do the right thing.
Which one is right? Take away my child from me. Leave my baby. I'm a victim. I don't know what the man is doing there. I went to hospital like others went to hospital.
The commissioner acknowledges that the woman in this case is also a victim, but makes the couple agree that if the biological parents come forward to claim the baby, they would have to give him up.
And I think this is the worst part of all. Of course, for the mothers who are giving birth to the babies and then give it back or sell it, get forced to do that. This is really terrible as well. But also for the people who are hoping and then taking the child and taking care, and then after a few months or years or whatever time, they say, no, it's not your baby. And the biological parents coming up forward and saying, okay, I will, you need to give your baby away because the biological parents came forward. So, and I think this is for the whole family a terrible thing. So that's why the adoption system, it's better in some case, not the international one, but if you really know the parents and they're abusive to the child and all that stuff, and the child need to go to the foster care system, that's something different because it's mandatory. Yeah, it's mandatory, or no, how you say it? It is observed what happened to the child. So, but in this kind of situation, they are two victims. It's the child and the receiving family, and also the women who are captive by these traffickers to get like sex slave, get pregnant and sell the babies because it's a market. So it's a full circle of traumatizing a completely society. Yeah? So, and if you think this is just happening in like African countries, Latin American or Asian countries, no, in Europe it's this. This is happening in Europe as well. If we just see the case of Andrew Tate, it's something different. But trafficking from human beings, this is a common thing what you have everywhere. So, and slavery in this point never really ended because everybody's seeing this money source of putting other people under the rock and make money with them and glorify a system what is just terrible. In Germany, we have this book by Titi Lerper. She's wonderful, and she's a Rwandan woman, came to Germany, was trafficked, and she was writing her book called Barefoot in Germany. And if you want to hear a touching story about that, what is happening in Germany, then read this book. I will put it here also in my description, and that you can have a look on that.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like I still felt like empathy towards these parents. They believe that they went through this process and this is their child. It's really easy to villainize these people, and I understand why people be angry at it, but it's not as simple as that. It's very sort of grey and messy.
Amidst all the doubts and despair, Juliet stopped seeing her so-called cryptic doctor after a few months. But determined to be a mother, she did something that's frowned upon in some parts of Nigeria. She adopted 2 children.
I can now proudly say I'm a mother. They are such a joy to me. Many of our people, they see adoption as something that you don't talk about. They will tell you, why are you adopting? You're adopting somebody's child. Do you know whether that person is a criminal? Do you know this? Do you know that? But having these children was just like me carrying my own child. They brought so much joy to my heart. They brought joy to my family. They brought joy to the people around me because they are just the best.
Juliet's story offers a ray of hope, but it's still heartbreaking to me to know that there are still so many women that are knowingly or not falling for this scam.
Taking on trafficked children, putting God knows what inside your own body, lying to everybody around you, like, nobody would just do that for the fun of it. There's something pushing women to do it, and that is the stuff that needs to be addressed.
Until you change the mentality towards women and infertility, towards access to reproductive rights and adoption, scams like this will continue to thrive, and countless more women will continue to pay the price.
I will read. The BBC asked Dr. Ruth to respond to allegations made in this film, but did not receive any response. This was a really well done documentation, and the end was really touching, because if you really desire a kid and you can't receive a kid, then try to go through the adoption process. I just can say then, because we just can change the system if you're going through the system, even if it's painful, but then we can address through the system the issues, what is in the system, and we can talk about the system. And if we trying to being more openly talked about that adoption is not a taboo, something what is actually linked to society, we can unlink this disbelief and the misconception of adoption. So, and yeah, I hope you liked it. I liked it. And like I said in the beginning, if you liked the video, I would appreciate to do a thumb up, because then you push it to the algorithm. And also, if you didn't subscribe me yet, I would appreciate it as well. And put in the comments, did you know about that in Nigeria, or did you knew about any cases where this kind of scammers it's around? Or also you can put some YouTube videos or documentaries what it's probably nice to see, or what means nice, but you get what I want to say. Just put it in a comment and I will watch it, make a reaction, and then we can watch it together. So it was tough. Have a breath, have a coffee, a tea or hot chocolate, a good afternoon, a good day, or good night. See you, and bye-bye.